Hey there. Just like that, we find ourselves at another peer review workshop. I've reaffirmed so much that writing is indeed recursive. It's ongoing. It's a process, and as part of the process, we cannot negate the importance of the peer review workshop. And here we are, folks. We're at the last peer review workshop for our research paper. If you take a look here, we're already at Module 6. It's just flying. So the draft is going to be due Tuesday, just like I mentioned last week, and that's by 11:59 p.m. It's the same as last time, and then you're going to post your feedback by Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Just like we did with the first one. It'll be the same in terms of logistics. And let's go ahead and check out our module. So here's the link. So post it by Tuesday by 11:59 p.m., at least 2 pages of your draft. And just like with the first one, don't worry about it having to be perfect or anything like that. There's no such thing as a perfect first draft. It's all a process. It's all a journey. So just do get it in, because I want to remind you that you will not get any drafts to look at unless you submit something. So, which you guys all did awesome on that first peer review workshop. So just keep up that same level of effort. Okay, so submit it. Okay, so check out the questions for this one. This one is an issue solution one. So first one I'm going to ask you to do is highlight your classmate's thesis statement. Do they have one? And then obviously, is their thesis bringing to bear a particular issue and solution? Is it clear just what that issue is? Is it sufficiently narrow, or are they tackling something that's far too broad? Like, for example, okay, I'm going to tackle the issue of war. Like, that's massive. It's been happening all throughout our history of our species. Like, narrow your focus more. Like, maybe what are you? I don't know. Are you going to look at? Fine. Global warming is a big one, right? That's also the massive one. Okay, well, what about global warming? Like, what aspect are you going to look at? And make sure that's clear. So if you're going to look at, for example, the greenhouse effect, and you're going to look specifically at the correlation that burning fossil fuels has upon the creation of the greenhouse effect, and then consequently you'll be more focused on you're proposing switching over to electric vehicles instead of fossil fuel cars. See how you're selecting an aspect. You're looking at the greenhouse effect, and you're looking at that particular contributor, which are fossil fuel vehicles. So narrow your focus as much as possible. Don't just leave it really massive, like, okay, global warming, that's massive, but an aspect of it, and then an aspect of something constructive that will help towards the issue, like in this case what I said with the fossil fuel vehicles. So nice and narrow. There is a quote from one of the articles that we read in the 1A class, and it's from L. Lenny Irvin. The article is called "What is Academic Writing?" And the quote was, "A well-tended garden is better than a large one full of weeds." So this points to what we're talking about here. Like, you don't want a large garden full of weeds where everything is so massive and unfocused and untended for, but rather you want a well-tended garden where you can focalize your attention upon an aspect and something more cleaned up. Narrow your focus. A well-tended garden is better than a large one full of weeds. So keep that in mind. Is your classmate's proposed solution clear? Right? Sometimes I've seen drafts that their solution is like, something must be done to help towards this issue. What's the problem there if you just say something must be done? Well, of course, it's your job as the writer in this paper to say exactly what, right? Don't just say something must be done. Like, no, don't be so vague. Tell me exactly what it is that you're proposing, okay? Don't just leave it there in the air like super vague. So be specific there with your proposal, with your solution. And it goes to this. Do they make it clear just what it would take to enact the solution? So the costs of it, it's not only money, it's also time, it's also resources, it's also maybe legislation, like whatever the case, like whatever's going to take to enact it, or maybe more research, I don't know, whatever's going to take to enact it, make sure to that your classmate mentions that. Obviously, does it align with the indications of the paper's draft? Okay, is it issue and solution, or is this like maybe they're just telling you about an issue, but they don't have a solution, like they're not proposing anything? This is where you come in and help your classmates say, check them on it. Any other places where the essay can be developed? This is your job to help your classmates out. Does everything work towards a central project? Remember, there's a central project, and that's the whole importance of the thesis. The thesis is issue and solution, and everything in your paper is working towards fleshing that out, towards exploring that very central project, okay? So do you keep that at the center of your mind as you're proceeding with, and as you're looking at these drafts? If not, offer some ideas how this can be accomplished. And obviously, are the claims and opinions and analyses, are they being supported with, say, things like statistics or facts from outside sources? Because remember, this is a research paper. So if you see places where they're just making claims and they're not substantiated with any sort of evidence or any citations, and you're like, hey, maybe this is a good place to plug something in. So you can help your classmates out in that way. This one too. This is a big one. Implications and ramifications. Okay, so it's not enough to just say, okay, this is an issue just because I say it is. No, with implications, you're answering the so what question, right? The significance. Here's why this is important. Here's why this matters. And ramifications, just to remind you, is if left unchecked, this is what a potential outcome can be. And if that ties into implication, this is what a potential outcome can be, and this is why it's a big deal. This is why it matters. This is why you can make a difference. So answer all that. Don't leave all that just implicit. Like, be explicit with that, okay? That's what makes stronger writing. And that's what the so what, why is it a significant issue? So what? This is the ramifications, right? So that's the issue part. Here's a little reminder of the task of this paper, the solution. Why is your solution important? Why will it make a difference? Why will it help? And then anything else you might want to mention. So I just want to remind you, these are guiding questions for you, the person workshopping. Yeah, you don't have to answer each and every one, but these are guiding questions. Bear this in mind. You don't have to get all OCD and compulsorily answer each and every one, but this is a guide to help your classmate out. But these are some of the main things really to look out for as you're looking at these drafts. And this one, though, I am asking that you please do highlight the thesis statement as you perceive it, okay? Because a lot of times, sometimes, like as a writer, you have certain intentions, but maybe there's a little disconnect in translation, and the perception from the reader's vantage point does not really align with your intentions as a writer. So this is where you want to help out your classmate. You're like, hey, this is what I see as your thesis, and maybe you're like, oh no, that's not what I wanted to say at all. But remember, this is a draft. It's a rough draft, and it's part of the writing process, and this is where that comes in. So please, I'm asking you to underline the thesis statement as you perceive it, as you're looking at these. Okay, so logistics again. So if the rough drafts are due Tuesday, which is July 14th, 11:59 p.m., then exactly 1 minute after, just like it happened last time, so it's going to be Wednesday at 12 a.m., the Canvas system is going to automatically assign you 3 drafts to look at from your classmates, just like last time. And so you could just go to peer review, and you'll be able to see that. Oh man, this printer thing. Oh brother, this is Murphy's Law. Okay. Anyways, so if you go to here to peer review, you'll be able to see the 3 that are assigned to you, and and then in terms of like the actual operating the tools of the Canvas system for leaving feedback, please be so kind as to check out the the video that I left with indications on how to do that if you want a little refresher, and that's the video that I did for the last workshop, which is for our first paper. So let me see, let's try to remember the module. It looks like it was, here it is, module 3. Okay, so check it out. If you're fuzzy on how to operate the Canvas toolbox and the tools and how to leave feedback, revisit module 3 and go into the video, and that's where I talk about how to operate those things, the Canvas toolbox and like how to actually leave feedback. Other than that, like I said, this week is entirely devoted to the workshop. Have fun with it, help out your classmate, and remember, this is your turn to really make a difference and pay it forward. And in terms of like, hey, you've received help, and so now help out your classmates too. Yeah, guys, I look forward to seeing your dynamic work through this workshop. So other than that, I wish you an awesome week. Enjoy yourselves this week, and go ahead and exercise and drink plenty of water, and enjoy your week. See you guys.